After all of the leaks and all of the rumors and renders and the long waiting times and the dates that conflict, we've arrived to the official confirmation of the Apple October event 2021. It goes without saying that this is going to be a pretty exciting event and a pretty exciting next few weeks for Apple fans. So let's get into what we can expect Apple to drop in this Unleashed event. It's going to be fun. Hey, what's going on, guys? Eldridge here. Welcome back to Peterman Valley. This is it. We've arrived. We finally arrived to a confirmation. Literally, as of an hour and a half ago, Apple has officially confirmed the date of their next event. And it is confirmed for October 18th, which is a Monday. Strangely enough, they normally do these events on Tuesdays, so a lot of people were expecting October 19th. But it's confirmed for the 18th, one day ahead. A part of me and many others believe that this is involved with the Pixel event because, Google is going to be announcing their new Pixels on the 19th. So having two events happening on the same day is something I don't think they wanted to do. Maybe they just wanted to get a head start and just kind of one-up Google a little bit. I'm not sure, but normally it would be a Tuesday, but it's a Monday. So Monday coming up, we got a new Apple event. So with that said, the Apple event is imminent. It is literally upon us. And all of the different products coming in that event is imminent as well. And interestingly enough, they chose the marketing for this event to be quoted as Unleashed, with a bunch of lines kind of emitting from the center point of the word unleashed. That is a pretty good indication that they're insinuating the M1X Unleashed, the unleashing of the power of M1X, the unleashing of the capabilities of the new chipset that they are planning to drop. M1X is pretty much going to dominate this event. And I can just hear Tim Cook and the way he's going to market this. Good morning! Good morning! As we know, M1 has changed the world. But today, we're taking M1 to the next level, making a more powerful chip than ever before. I can just hear it. It's gonna be awesome. Obviously, we already have the M1 chip. Now, the M1 has 8 CPU cores, 4 efficiency cores, and 4 performance cores. And it also has a 8-core GPU. So as it is, the M1 chip is a terrific processor and it works very, very well, especially for those who are pro users and they use a lot of intensive applications that require a lot of processing. M1 chip is terrific. But with the M1X chip, they're going to be pretty much supercharging the M1 chip. The M1X is supposed to have 10 CPU cores as opposed to the M1's 8 CPU cores, and it's also expected to have 2 efficiency cores versus the 4 efficiency cores on the M1. Now you might say, well, they're reducing it here, so that's not really an upgrade. Well, they pretty much are going to offset it with the performance cores, because the M1X is expected to have 8 performance cores versus the 4 performance cores on the M1 chip. So it's essentially going to double performance scores. Now, you might be asking, why does that matter? Well, for pro users who are utilizing intensive applications that require constant processing, this is going to be a game changer because essentially their processing could essentially double from what it was before. Now, obviously, the testing has to come into play. People have to actually put it to real everyday use, but this is what it's expected to bring to the table. So already off the bat, M1X sounding like a way better chipset. And there's even talk of a 16-core GPU versus the 8-core GPU on the M1, making the graphical processing even better. And there are even talks of a 32-core GPU option for the Macs. So if this is accurate, you would be able to max out your GPU cores and tremendously improve your graphical processing. So I'm really excited for that because my current 2019 MacBook Pro has a 2.6 gigahertz 6-core Intel Core i7, and I'm actually able to edit very comfortably 4K 60 frames per second video in Final Cut Pro. I'm also able to do a lot of photo editing and streaming, so a lot of intensive applications and intensive processing I can do with my current 2019 MacBook. So I can only imagine how much of a breeze it will be for the M1X chip to do those same exact things and maybe even upscale my workload, because because I can. But for those who need to edit with a higher bit rate, you would need a more powerful processor, so that's why the M1X chip is going to be a game changer. So with this new chipset, we are talking about a new refreshed Mac lineup. We're talking about a 14-inch and a redesigned 16-inch M1X MacBook Pro. And with this new redesign, it's apparently going to have a more squared edges like we previously reported, and that will bring the potential for HDMI, an SD card reader, potentially a MagSafe charger. It's not confirmed, but it's looking like that's what's going to happen, and USB-C Thunderbolt ports also in a squared off model. And also it's expected that they might remove the touch bar for the new MacBook Pros, so time will tell to see if they actually go that route. Personally, I don't use the touch bar very much, and a lot of people have been asking to remove it, so maybe they might listen this time. In addition, we're expecting new redesigned M1X Mac Mini. I'm gonna go with Mac Mini Pro. I feel like they should just do it. They need to name it Mac Mini Pro. If not, they're just probably gonna say, this is the new Mac Mini. But it's gonna be a very awesome redesign, and actually the first redesign of this magnitude in about 10 years. The Mac Mini has pretty much stayed the same, and that apparently will be changing. If this redesign turns out to be true, the Mac Mini is pretty much going to get like the iPad Mini treatment. So it'll be pretty much maxed out in terms of the performance, and all of the internals are going to be upgraded, and you're going to get all of the different new I/O features, and like maybe even MagSafe also for the Mac Mini as well. So it's going to feel kind of like the new iPad Mini in terms of its redesign. Given that you're going to get all the new internals and everything's going to be refreshed, and it's going to have the same relative price as the previous Mac Mini, and whatever they price it, it would likely obviously be cheaper than the MacBook Pros and iMacs. So you will get pretty much the same level of performance, smaller form factor, cheaper price. In addition, we could also be getting new 27-inch iMacs powered by the M1 chip. I don't think they're going to be bringing it to the M1X chip, or at least I haven't seen any sources suggesting that, but we currently have the 24-inch Mac lineup, the iMac lineup, with the M1 chip already integrated with the whole redesign and the big chin and all the colors. So they might be releasing the 27-inch, which is a larger screen with the same M1 chip included. I think it's great. I mean, for a stationary desktop that most people may not use for intensive editing. Obviously, the 24-inch iMac was tailored for standard users. The M1 chip, I think, would be more than enough of what people might need, and I think for the Pro users, like the iMac Pro or the MacBook Pro, those are going to have the more powerful processors like the M1X chips. And lastly, but certainly mostly, especially for me, the AirPods 3. Now, we have not gotten AirPods as of the time of recording this video, no site refresh, and there's still no actual 100% confirmation that they're going to release it or even talk about it in this event. A lot of reporters and leakers and people that follow the behind-the-scenes inner workings of the events are suggesting that we can get an AirPods 3 reveal. These are not Pro models once again, so again, I don't think they're going to have noise control features, but obviously they're going to redesign the original AirPods, and the original AirPods have never gotten a complete redesign quite like this. It'll be basically an AirPods Pro clone. Wider case, shorter stem, and I think obviously this is going to probably be the best time for them to release the AirPods, because October is literally the entrance into the holiday season. I don't really anticipate that they're going to miss out on the potential quarterly sales they can make on this next holiday season with a new refreshed budget AirPod lineup. I feel like this is something they're going to definitely jump on. I just hope they do it at the event so that we don't have an entirely Mac event. But who knows, we'll see. And I feel like with the new AirPods, it's a pretty good time to bring them out also, because of the fact that Apple's running this back to school / back to university campaign, and that is likely to end on October 27th. So if we do get an announcement for AirPods, or we get a site refresh of some kind, I can see Apple putting the availability after the 27th of October so that everybody can take advantage of the campaign, and then they're going to have the new AirPods they're going to promote afterwards to kind of get those sales rolling. And that's also probably why they didn't announce the AirPods 3 at the September event, because that would really stretch it out too far. So we shall see, but it's an exciting time. I'm ready. It's time. Let's go. Let's go. The Apple October event, final countdown, is upon us, and I can't wait for the power of M1X to be unleashed. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.